The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 337 of Daily Deck Review. In the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Waves playing cards from 52 Cards. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. Well, here we have the Wave playing cards in like a matte and kind of like a glossy finish tuck box. Here, more of a glossy finish though to it. There. And then it has the little Waves logo down there, and that's silver color. So this is the silver colorway tuck box here. And then the tuck box is mostly like the black gloss. It was like kind of like the gray kind of gloss there. On the other side, it's got that kind of wave design. And the other side, the wave design as well. On the bottom, you got the same wave design. It says Waves playing cards produced by 52 Cards. And then on the back, you kind of got a little sneak peek of that kind of back design-ish. Kind of like this, you got like the wave design with a little circle there. And then on the seal, you got the silver seal, because it is the silver edition here. It says Waves, the first edition, day one. So the silver tuck box, like seal there. And it's the first edition of the day one from Kickstarter. There. And on the top is that wave design. So that wave design pretty much just wraps around that whole tuck box. So pretty minimalistic kind of tuck box. And on the tuck flap is that wave design, and the same as the inner tuck flaps. And we take the cards out of the box. On the inside tuck box, as you can see, it is definitely custom. You got that kind of silver kind of foiling there all the way through. It's that kind of same design as the outside, just a slightly like enlarged. There was that silver and the black there. So definitely a custom interior, which is pretty nice. Nice and shiny. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with that back design. So here we have a one-way back design here with the standard white border. And this is an optical illusion deck, so it could mess with your eyes a little bit. So, and it kind of looks, you can definitely tell on camera that it's a little bit trippy looking. But essentially you got that kind of wavy kind of pattern there. And then you got the darker circle in the middle. So it makes it look like it's kind of like 3D kind of there. And then if you were to flip it over, design would be in a different direction because you got like a bigger section here. And the bigger section is down there. A slightly smaller section. So it makes it a one-way back design. A subtle one-way back design, but it is a one-way back design. Now for the cards you get. Here we got a little bit of information about the cards. It says these playing cards feature a mesmerizing illusion that will play tricks with your mind. Stare at the back design and watch it come to life as it sways back and forth in motion. At certain angles, the cards can appear to have a depth illusion where the design rises above the surface of the cards to take the form of waves. And then we got a Joker here, just Joker, and then you got a picture of actual waves there in black and white. And you got a second identical one, so two identical Jokers. Then you got that custom Ace of Spades there, with that custom spade design there. And then it has that wave kind of pattern within the spade there. It's just waves at the bottom. And then the rest of the cards have this kind of like little design, custom design here. It has like the little white stripes with inside the spade there, and that goes throughout the rest of the spades. Then you get to the core cards, the Jack, Queen, and King of Spades, and they are fully custom. They're more like a slightly cartoonish style core cards there. And they have that same kind of wave pattern within them, in that red, yellow, and blue kind of colorway there. And the diamonds are also custom as well. There with that more square shape, we got the rounded edges, but then the points on the ends there. And it has that wave design within that custom Ace of Spades. And you got the, kind of got that same kind of style for the diamonds here. It's that kind of like looks like the different kind of layers to it there, different size like squares with inside. And it's and the diamonds are in that kind of more like a pinkish red kind of colorway. And then you got those cartoonish style kind of court cards once again, kind of like a almost like a coloring book kind of style court cards. That's kind of what it reminds me of. You got that wave pattern once again with the red, yellow, and blue. And same as the clubs, you kind of got that kind of like almost kind of like coloring book style court cards there with the yellow, red, and blue kind of wave pattern with inside. And then the clubs have that kind of same style design there. And you got the custom ace of clubs here with that wave pattern there within the club. And lastly, the hearts, Jack, Queen, King of Hearts. Once again, that kind of coloring book style kind of quick cards in the same kind of colorway there with the wave pattern. And lastly, the hearts are in that kind of reddish pink colorway. Well, a pinkish kind of colorway. That same kind of design as the rest of this cards. And then that custom ace of hearts. There was the wave pattern there. And lastly, a double backer of the back design. But now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And these are slightly different, like a stock of finish. They're not your normal United States Playing Company stock of finish. So they have that kind. I think they're from a Taiwan Playing Company, so Legends Playing Company. So they have that kind of stock of finish. But first, we'll start with the springs. And this definitely has a thin stock, as you can see, like the cards. Like they flex almost to too much. Like there's like so much flex to it. They almost like bend right in half when you go to spring them. So if you like flexible and bendy cards, these are definitely the cards for you. But for me, it's almost too much. I really like the design of it, but the cards are almost too flexible. But I still got some decently like smooth springs though. I'm not gonna say like they're the smoothest springs ever, but they're not terrible. Now time for the fans. As you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see most of the pips and numbers, just a little bit in the middle. They kind of overlay each other a little bit, but they still spread pretty nicely. Now time for the Pharaoh. A pretty smooth Pharaoh there, and they locked away pretty nicely. Now for the giant fan of the back design. Now for that reverse Pharaoh. Reverse Pharaoh is not as smooth. I definitely have to slightly push them together, but they locked away pretty nicely. And now for the giant fan of the faces. And now time for the Wiffle Shuffle or Bridge Shuffle, and this is where that subtle one-way back design will get all mixed up. You can definitely tell because the cards are like a thinner stock that they're like a slightly like softer kind of feel for cards. Like they don't have that kind of crispiness to it. Or like a thicker stock finish. They're still not too bad. They got some nice mix. They definitely have some smooth wiffle shovels though. The bridges are nice and smooth. So no real issues there. Just a little bit softer there. Now time for a few packy cuts. Well, I gotta say, the pack cuts are not too bad. They're a little bit slippery because they wanted to keep sliding on my hand a little bit, but overall not too bad here. So they pack it pretty nicely, other than being a little bit slippery from time to time. Now time for that one-handed cut or Shirley cut. And now time for the dribble. The dribbles definitely have the better, more grip with the faces up. Well, they're all pretty smooth dribbles, nothing overly crazy about them. But they're still pretty nice. Now for that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well guys, today this is a pretty fun and interesting deck. I really like that back design, which is that kind of optical illusion. But you can't stare at it too long or it'll start messing with your eyes a little bit. There. So you got that nice kind of like three-dimensional kind of like back design. That's kind of trippy there. Overall, I like the design with the waves and that kind of like darker circle in the middle to like pop out, which is pretty nice. So fantastic back design. Then you got the fully custom faces. Looks like that kind of like this design here. Like the little different kind of little layers to the pips. There, the suits. And you got the fully custom court cards there, which remind me of like a coloring book kind of style, kind of, which is unique. And then for the diamonds and the hearts, you kind of got that like light red, kind of pinkish kind of colorway to it. So we're all fully custom faces there. So we're all a fantastic design. I really like that design. And then for the handling, well, they're still pretty nice. For the handling, they're just really thin, the stock. So it's more of like a softer feel to the deck. And they don't have that kind of like crispy pop to it. Of like a thicker deck would. Like a thicker stock. But they still handle pretty good. A little slippery from time to time. But overall, not a bad deck at all. 52 Cards has made a fantastic deck. Once again, I liked his first deck that he came out with, like the Mint collection, was pretty nice. And this is no exception. This is fantastic as well. This is definitely a different kind of style to those. But overall, another fantastic deck. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 337 of a daily deck review. This has been The Waves, first edition, day 1 from 52 Cards. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.